If you have your quiver with the arrows facing forward, usually, not always, but usually, it's always advantageous and just more economic to grab it underhand. There are really great reasons for this. You see this with people who do thumb draws and shoot very quickly, such as Archery Boras. Shout out to him. So he does sort of thumb draws by doing this sort of quick nocking technique by grabbing the arrows underhand and being able to knock it up real quick. So I'm not as good at that. However, the fact is that when I have it underhand and I bring it up here, what I discovered is that when you have the nock vertical to your thumb, it is a great position to be able to put this on here and then to immediately wrap around into a lock of 63. I thought that maybe if I did something like this, but on the other side, maybe underhand works very well for certain other reasons other than just being able to do it with a thumb draw. So what I ended up finding is that when I have it underhand, I have much more control over the arrow compared to grabbing it with my two fingers. What I used to do is that when I would do finger draws, I would grab with the two fingers here, but unlike what some people do, usually when they want to grab the two, do finger draws over here, they'll bring their bow down, all right? They'll bring their bow down and they'll bring the arrow around on the opposite side of the bow all the way around it. Now, not bad. They're obviously, it's done for a reason. But then once you do that, you have to take your hand, turn it around here, which if you're trained, you can be fast enough for it. But I find that if you want to be fluid and economic with it, then trying to weave it through the bow would be better. Now, if you look how I'm holding it here, it's between the two fingers, as well as also being pinched by the back through the back by the thumb. And you could technically do this and weave through the bow and have a perfectly economic shot. So the arrow being held like this, even when you do weave it through the bow, you are still kind of risking it hitting your bow or even your hand, as you can see here, because you just wave this around, you have about as much control over it. However, when you're here, you do a whole bunch of things, all right, when you have it underhand. So the economy of grabbing something underhand when its arrows are facing forward like that, compared to over here, which then you'd have to internally rotate your shoulder. But here, a bit more natural of a position. Grab it, and you'd be able to easily and with a lot of control, because you're gripping more of the arrow by doing this. You have much more control over it. You'd be able to more easily and safely weave the arrow through the bow. Now, how you do this is that the arrow hits the string right here. All right, so after that, you bring it in. And how do I shift from underhand to overhand? Well, all I gotta do is that as I'm weaving through, I'm bringing my fingers underneath. So see, all it takes is that little change. So one more time really quick, and then we'll slow it down again. Just reach down, make sure you don't look at it. All right, it's all done by feeling. So you grab underhand for great control. And with the great control, you also have the thumb vertical to the nock. All right, you have your bow extended, so it's already in a position to be shooting. All right, you press up against the string, and as you weave it through, you bring your middle finger underneath. All right. So practice slow first. Make sure you actually get it right. And with practice plus everything being done for the economy of the technique, suddenly you'll find yourself being able to increase the rapidity of your left side shooting